Yo, 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 it's D.Arthur in the building. I'm talking to you guys today about semen retention and being vulnerable. Is there a correlation between being vulnerable and semen retention? And can your life become better if you decide to become vulnerable for a little bit? Because the thing is in this society, we have so much ego-driven news media, so much social media things, so much just fake people living fake lives, and then when they come back home, they're crying, but they had a post on IG that made them look like they were winning. We live in a fake society. Everything that you might seem to see maybe on the news, media, social media, things like that, it's not really all it adds up to be. And people are so intoxicated by other people's lives that they really forget to look at themselves. And to an extent, like it's good to become vulnerable. It's very good to become vulnerable, because if you're vulnerable, like, it just makes you more easygoing, and it humbles you, and it makes you fear less. Because if you can do the thing that you're most the most things that you're scared of, and if you can do that and you can feel how frightening it is while you're doing it, you just feel like the world is about to end, something like that. And what really is happening, you're just shedding layers off your skin. And if you can do this, by the time you come out of it, like, you're gonna be a stronger person. Like, when a caterpillar sheds its, like, goes through more forces to become a butterfly, like, it goes through a lot of vulnerability. It goes through a lot of things that it makes it vulnerable. But after, what the product is a very beautiful product that comes out of it, and it's doing better than ever. It's transcending. Now it can fly. And first it could crawl. It went through some sort of metamorphosis change, and now it can fly, and now it's free flowing. It's living life in a free, like, state of mind. And once you reach this freedom state of mind, like, you really don't have anything to fear anymore. You don't have anything to fear. The key is to really feel what you feel. Like, enough of these like hidden, like, deep down emotions. If you really feel something to your core, and it's a consistent feeling, you try to mask it with things. You try to do everything in your power. You try to do everything in your power, like, to try to get rid of this feeling, to mask the feeling, but somehow it comes showing up. What it really means is that there's some sort of blockage. Maybe it's your chakras, maybe it's something, I don't know, but it's something that's deep down that it hasn't been solved yet. And then you might take it out on something that exposes you of it, and it's just never good. So the best thing to overcome these things is just to feel how you feel. Would Go, maybe, like, lock yourself up in your room. If it's sad, if it's anger, if it's something, just feel it at a core level. Express these emotions, and you have to come to a state where you're very, very vulnerable. And the thing is, once you reach this state, like, the byproduct of after how you feel is just a very free state. It's just a very free flowing state. It can turn into a happiness state, because you're no longer pressed down by the things that you might have been scared of. And like I said, after you feel these things, you're just going to be very free flowing. You're going to look at people extraordinarily in their eyes. You're going to be very happy. You're going to have a grin on your face, because you no longer are living of the ego. You're living in your real authentic self. And like I said, today's society is just like, everything's so fast paced. You don't really get to think about anything. It's the next steps. Everything just keep going. You're not really thinking. You're just going through the motions. You're doing this, you're doing that. You're not really feeling anything. But like I said, if you go into your room, maybe if it gets to that point, and you just start feeling very vulnerable at some point, like I said, whatever comes out of it is a better and brand new you. And now you can use this new you to reach people's authentic selves, to help people increase their vibration, to help people become just a free flowing state, their natural selves. And like I said, this is a very powerful state to have, very powerful state, because people are just are just living so vicariously through other people. They're not really happy. They like to mask things off. They know there's things that they want to accomplish, but they just haven't accomplished, and they're doing things to try to distract themselves. There was a quote that said, when someone doesn't have a deep sense of meaning, they distract themselves with pleasure. And I mean, this is the case for a lot of people, but I mean, it doesn't have to be for you if you don't want it to be. You can you can be a free flowing guy. You can shed a lot of things, and then you can become your natural self, your authentic self. And the thing is, a lot of people will have to give you props of your authentic self, because the thing is, like, when other people are in their authentic self and you're in your authentic self, it just goes for a better conversation. It goes for a natural conversation. It goes for a conversation that can make the hairs off your skin like rise up because of how great the conversation is. It's about deep work. It's about having deep work. Like, deep work is very, very important every now and then. Like, talk about self-care and things like that, but deep work, going through whatever you feel at a core level, and then expressing that emotion. Maybe it's anger, maybe it's crying, maybe it's something like that, and then feeling that for however long you need to feel it for, and then letting all those emotions rise up in you, feel it, and then letting it go. What comes out is a very brand new you, a dangerous you, and a very authentic you. And this is a very good thing to do. And like I said, if you do this, because the thing about semen retention is, what's the gist with semen retention? How does that correlate with any of this? Because the thing about, the thing is, semen is pent up emotion. It literally can be emotional, because let's for an example, let's talk about someone like Russell Westbrook. Now you can tell by this man's behavior that he has to have some sort of, he has to be practicing some sort of semen retention, because the aggression that he plays with is very just outstanding. Like, he just plays with a lot of aggression. He is an aggressive person. There was this tape where someone didn't give him a high five, and then he looked at him and kind of barked at him a little bit. This man plays with a lot of aggression, and the more aggression he plays, the better he is. Like, he's obviously one of the greatest players to ever play. And like, he just plays with so much aggression and so much pent up aggression and pent up mastery that this is why he's one of the best players. So I mean, but then there's players like Nick Young, and this man, he's probably more of an egotistical type player, and he's not really as good as, let's say, someone like Russell Westbrook, because like Nick Young is playing when he played from probably his ego. He was a show look at me type of player. He was a look at me type of player, and this produced in his results. It produced in his results. He didn't have as much results as someone like Russell Westbrook, because like Westbrook was playing from his authentic self, and Nick Young was playing from his ego self, and the ego is not as powerful as your authentic self. If you're more in your authentic self, then you're just gonna be more effective. You're gonna be more potent. You're gonna be more dangerous. And I mean, this is very powerful. So semen retention is what unlocks in you is your core emotions, your real emotions. Now it's up to you to either feel it, or it's up to you to distract yourself about it. But at some day you're gonna realize something, and then you're really gonna feel it. You might break down. You're going through a changing process. This is very good for to what comes out on the other side. Like semen retention, like the more you relapse, you're definitely not going to be your authentic self, because you have less energy. The more energy that you can conjure up inside you, conserve, and then use those energies to express through your daily habits, through your emotions, your production, really brings out a brand new beast and a brand new you. And people in general will start feeling very good about this. Will start making you, they probably want to hire you. They probably want to be close to you. They probably want to ask you for advice because you're helping them reach their authentic self. So it helps both parties involved. It really does help both parties involved, and it really helps you become your true unauthentic nature. And like I said, this is dangerous. You're becoming your best version. You're becoming your natural self. Because the thing is, like, people sometimes, if they're on social media or something, they might post something, and then they 5 minutes later or 5 hours later, they might delete it because it didn't reach as much views, or didn't reach as much likes or things like that. And I mean, like, this is just an example of how people are living for other people's validation. People are living for other people's validation, and then if they keep living for other people's validation, they'll never truly be happy, because this is from the ego mind. This is from the egotistical mind. And I mean, yeah, the ego mind can really help you, make you as sad as humanly possible, because it's not really your true authentic self. So yeah, seeing more attention helps you unlock your authentic self, and helps you make decisions based on the true you, and not just the made up version that someone else made of you, if that makes sense. Like the video, comment, subscribe. We'll see you next. Peace.